Yeah, what was the message?
Being renewed.
Renewal! Romans
12,
1
2.
through 2.
Hi, I'm Tanner.
Hi, I'm Kara, and we're the
Tribulays. We'll welcome you to our Trib Talk this week. Talk about a couple of things that have been going on and the message from Sunday. Kara, you were able to go to a Hillsong concert this last week, and you mentioned it during the call to worship on Sunday. You want to highlight that a little bit?
Yeah, so I went and saw Hillsong United in concert over the weekend, and it was really great. And if you don't know who Hillsong is, they're a worship team that kind of exploded into this Christian band, and they tour all over the place. They're from Australia. So yeah, it was just a great time to worship, and on Sunday I just talked about how leading up to it there was a lot of anticipation for it, preparation, and I just thought that morning, what do we do on Sunday mornings? Do we prepare to worship God? Mm-hmm. And so it was a great time of worship. It was really fun, and I was dancing around and singing, and it was fantastic. Yeah, I danced around, and I'm a Nazarene, so. But it was great. It was a great time of worship.
Awesome. We also want to just highlight a couple of things coming up, because we're on the verge of summer, believe it or not. And so there's a couple things coming up. This month we have VBS the last week of June. That Wednesday night, we're going to be having our first neighborhood barbecue. Mm-hmm. We'll be having one every month. This one will be kind of a old time game theme.
Yeah, there's going to be lots of game like potato sack races and stuff like that, like fun family games. It should be really awesome.
And that's on the 26th of June.
Yes.
We're also gonna want to put out for family camp, just so you can save the date. That's going to be in the first week of August.
When is it? August 1st to the 4th. So that first weekend in August, and it'll be a great time of just families coming together, camping together. It's going to be great. Save the date for that first weekend of August. Don't do anything else.
Yeah. We want to make sure everyone's able to be there. And we will be doing river baptisms that week as well. So talk to a pastor if you would like to be baptized that week. But all those things can be found on our church website. But summer's coming, and there's going to be a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, lots of activities with the teens. Our calendar's up on the website as well. We'll be doing something at least once a week. Various activities in addition to camps and going to Nazarene Youth Conference and all that stuff. So it's going to be a packed summer. It's going to be awesome. And I'm super excited. And to kind of ring in the summer, we are doing a prayer night this Sunday, the 9th, at 6:30. And we'll just be dedicating the summer to the Lord and praying over all of the activities that we'll be doing. So you don't want to miss out on that this Sunday at 6:30, our prayer night. Should be great.
Yep. And then this last Sunday, Pastor Brent delivered a great message on Romans 12, 1 and 2. The second part of the mini-series of a little R&R. Last week was rest, and then this last week was renewal. And so we talked from Romans 12, 1 and 2 about being renewed and the importance of, as being Christians, that we have access to God's rest. And when we talk about rest spiritually, we're talking about spending time with God, about slowing down from our everyday life, reading the Bible, praying, spending time in the Word with other Christians, just intentional moments with God. And it's through that we get renewed, and how important that is for our everyday life. But unfortunately, as Christians, sometimes Pastor Brent talked about how we kind of put on the act that we are, that we've rested spiritually and we've been renewed. Maybe any thoughts on that?
He just talked about how it's easy for people, especially being in the church for a long time, to put on this facade that you are renewed, and renewal just means, spending that time with God is how we get renewed spiritually and how our souls are renewed. And how we can easily go about our Sundays or just seeing other Christians and just either assume that the other person is renewed and already taking care of their souls in that way, or we just kind of put on the act that, oh yeah, like I'm really close to God and I love the Lord and, all those things, but really it's easy for us to put on this act that we do those things and we are renewed when really we're exhausted, or we haven't opened our Bible in weeks, or we haven't talked to God at all, and all those things. And it really I don't know, it just spoke to my heart. And, man, how many times have I acted as though I was renewed, but really I was tired and I wasn't resting in God, and I wasn't doing the things that I know are helpful and healthy for my soul. So I thought that was just an awesome reminder to really dedicate that time to God. And then he connected it to just how we live our daily lives. Man, when we are in tune with the Spirit and we spend that time with God, it changes the rest of our day. And he said, starting with, the essentials that we do every single morning when we get ready for whatever it is we're doing that day, spending time with God is the most essential thing we could do to start off our day. And then everything in our work day or school day or whatever, our perspective is different because we spent that time. And I thought of you and just you working at a grocery outlet, and what was your take on just renewal and rest and all that stuff?
Yeah, something specifically that struck me, he talked about specifically the phrase in the Romans 12:1 and 2 of this being our spiritual act of worship. And the literal translation is our religious act. And a lot of times when you think of religious acts, you think of something that you have to do for God to kind of prove yourself, or a work you have to do. But the amazing thing about God is that he's already done the work, and the only religious act that he wants from us is to spend time with him. I mean, that just blows my mind, because for so much of my life I thought about reading the Bible and praying as things, as a Christian, if I'm going to be a good Christian, I have to do those things. But God is saying, I just want to spend time with you. I just want, on your way to work, as you are approaching your work day where you are encountering believers and non-believers alike, I don't want you to just read the Bible because that's what you're supposed to do. I want you to encounter me through your word, so then you can impact people through your life in that day, or before you sit down for dinner with your kids, as Pastor Brent talked about. It'd be better for dinner to be on the table 10 minutes later than you thought if you had that 10 minutes to really sit down with God. Maybe that's through the word, maybe that's through prayer, maybe that's through calling a brother or sister in Christ and just talking spiritual things, and just having that moment to say, God, I'm yours. And God, what do you want to do through me? What do you have for me? God, how can you, how are you trying to encourage me in this troubled time, or whatever it is, that we don't have to go about our days just waking up and working again, just waking up, getting the kids to school again. But I get to encounter this God who loves me and get to make a difference in this world. And that is being rested and renewed. Good stuff. Good challenging things. So that was a little bit from this last week, and we want to invite you to our services this Sunday, 8:30 and 10:30. If you can't be with us here, we will be live streaming at those times on our website. We will see you then.